Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Overlay, a poker podcast brought to you by CCG Poker Radio and Paramount Social Club in beautiful Houston, Texas. We can actually say CCG now because part of what today's episode is going to be about, the January bonus episode is going to be about live poker coming back in the Midwest.
It's back, baby.
Well, it's almost back. Like, we're kind of jumping the gun. Like,
we could taste it.
We could taste it. Like, we're at the bar. We've put in our time. The girls agreed to give us her phone number. She's got 6 of the 7 digits down. How many digits are in a phone number? How many?
7.
We're like 1 digit left, and we're like, yeah, got the number. But like, we technically don't have it yet. But we're like,
right. We might have to try
close.
10 times or 9 times before we get the actual right number.
You know, that's a much better analogy than I thought it was going to be, because you're right. Like, even if we don't get that last number, she's like, well, figure it out. Like, we can do that. Like, we've got enough information now. It's not that bad. We got like 10 combinations to do. Boom, we're good. So yeah, anyways, episode 39, the state of live poker during COVID, part 7, the final chapter of
This is it.
COVID. Because I'm not doing anymore. And if we do any more live stuff, we're just going to do we're going to call it something else.
Yeah, we're out.
This is the last state of live poker during COVID-19, part 7. Boom. So what's going on, Brandon? What are you going to do now that you have to go back to work?
Work.
Yeah, I've never had this many breaks in my entire life, and I missed work a lot. I missed everybody.
Yeah,
like, even the annoying peeps out there. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Like the early bird guy. What's the old guy's name that drives me insane?
Ron.
I don't even know his name.
Howard.
Oh,
Ron.
yeah, there you go. I even missed the Howards
Ron.
of the world. That's saying something.
Any Howard. Good to see you, Howard.
Howard's the best. Howard was part of the Desplaines debacle when the table got knocked over and there were 4 people left, and Howard was like, I had 1.5 million in chips. Howard, there is only 1.1 million in chips in play in the whole tournament. So are you sure you had 1.5 million?
He's like, I meant 110,000.
Right. Well,
yeah, I meant 150,000. Yeah, okay.
Super, super, super funny. Anyways, live poker. It's funny. I've been getting phone calls, obviously, about, when charity poker is going to come back in Illinois, and are the casinos going to be open? Because apparently I'm just the de facto person to call to find out.
Right, just in general. Like general poker knowledge. Call the CCG guy.
Right, call that guy, because he apparently knows what it is. So either I'm very good at selling people and believing I know what I'm doing, or I actually do have the answers. Sometimes I like to think I'm giving them good info.
To be fair, I've been at your office when somebody has called asking for roulette or table games, and you have directed them, asked where they are at, and then directed them to the nearest casino.
Yep.
Like, oh, you're up there by O'Hare? Yeah. Head to Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask you for the address. Like, hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, and then I'm like,
it's
just
777 Rivers Drive.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. People ask me all the time. They're like, Ken, what do you do for a living? Basically, my job is to read the internet. That's
right.
it. I'm like Ask Jeeves. Do you remember Ask Jeeves?
I do remember.
You know
Ask
what
Jeeves.
it is? Like, I remember when Ask Jeeves was like the top search engine. This is.
Do you remember Cha-Cha?
PG. I do. I remember when Yahoo was like the thing. Everybody Yahooed. Yahoo. That's what everybody did.
I used to work for Cha-Cha and make 8 cents every time I answered a question.
Wow.
And
see, that's like Wikipedia, Wicca, and Google rounded up into one. Like, that's a good business plan. I could get behind that. I like that idea.
They just ask any question. The one guy's like, how come I remember this question, then we'll get into the episode. The guy goes, how come how come there's only one F in double stuffed Oreos? It's like double stuff, STUF. And like, this is what he paid 69 cents to ask this question for, to Cha-Cha.
Double stuffed is not spelled with 2 Fs?
Nope, it's double stuff, STUF. And I just had to come up with this thing. I was like, well, there's so much cream in the middle, there wasn't
enough
room for 2 Fs.
Yeah. Enjoy your 69 cents, dummy.
Yeah.
What a waste of money.
Yeah.
Now we like to flip quarters for hundreds. Hey, look at us.
Right. Times change. And I do remember you had to make $100 on Cha-Cha to cash out.
Before they paid you?
And I got paid once, and then I quit in the middle of college and left $80 in there. I'm like, what am I doing? I worked so hard for that 80.
Yeah, that's negative EV right there at its finest.
Yep.
All right, so
it's like working 40 hours for $2 an hour and then not picking up your paycheck.
It's true. That's right. Not showing up the last day, getting fired, then you don't get paid any of the money you would. Yeah, that seems not right. All right, so here in Chicago, most of the CCG events happen. It's going to be a very CCG heavy update for the first part of this episode. Region 10 is Cook County suburbs, so it's all of Cook County excluding Chicago. Chicago is its own region, which is Region 11. I definitely know all of the regions now and where they reside in the state of Illinois.
Pro.
I'm a freaking expert. The governor should hire me just to tell them where the stuff is. So Region 10 is where Cook County is, outside of the city of Chicago. We need one more day. Lord, give us one more day of below 8% for that rolling 7-day average. And bing, bang, boom, we flip to tier 1, which means 25-person events, which means charity poker is green light, ready to go for 1 week from tomorrow, like next week, next Thursday.
Yeah. Next Thursday.
1/28/21.
Like 6 days from now.
Not even 5 days from now, because I probably won't put this out until tomorrow. But, so that's good. Region 8, which is DuPage and King County, that's kind of the other county that we do CCG events in. They're closer. They are, I think, 1 day away from that 8, and they need like one more day of descending patients, COVID patients. Like the numbers have to be going down as well. So there's a couple of different metrics there that they make us check every day. I will say that the Illinois Department of Public Health has significantly upped their game within the last week to 10 days. That to make it a little bit more understanding and kind of where each region is and the metrics and what metrics they're failing at and what metrics they're succeeding on. And it makes it very easy. I mean, it gives you a green light, red light, and you just know like how close you are, Yeah. Which is great. So unless we get thrown a major curveball, which, in this day and age,
it's possible.
I mean,
we'll just try a different digit.
Possible. I wouldn't even balk. I would be like, it's got to be fake news. You have a flying saucer lands in Grant Park. It'd be like, that's just some kind of scam for some new TV show or something. But then now I'd be like, I wonder if that's true. Could be true.
I think I saw it.
Where are my guns at? Yeah. I wonder if I could shoot. Can you shoot aliens?
I'm not really sure.
Is that
maybe special bullets?
Is that affected by any of the immigration laws that have changed in the last couple of days? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anyways, state of live poker. What else is going on outside of Chicago? That's really it in Chicago. We are on the cusp of poker being back. So that's why we want to do this bonus episode. So if you only listen to the first 10 minutes, you can just cut out now. We're going to talk about other poker stuff moving forward. But, we should be good to go for Thursday, the 28th, start date, 4 days in a row. And then the next weekend will be at Thursday, Friday, February 4th and 5th, we'll be back at Bridgeview. And then Saturday, the 6th, which is the Saturday before Super Bowl, we will be at Kings Hall. And the nice thing is, Brandon, be prepared. What happens at Kings Hall? What kind of space do we have?
2 rooms.
It's possible that we might be getting 2 rooms, and even if we don't get 2 rooms, I've been talking to the folks over there at Kings Hall because they're a venue and they have been out of work for Lord knows how long. I mean, venues in general, restaurants, events, I mean, they've just been bulldozed by this whole idea. I shouldn't say whole idea. They've taken the brunt of all of the, the business problems that have been affected by COVID-19. So the nice thing is even if she's like, I only have the 1 room, she's like, we can try to figure out some dividers and maybe buy some room dividers to put them up. So I think it's safe to say that charity poker will start Thursday the 28th, January the 28th at Bridgeview, run for 4 days, cash games only. Then the next weekend we should rip Thursday, Friday, 4th and 5th of February back at Bridgeview. And then Saturday the 6th could be the first time we see tournament poker return to Chicagoland area. In what, like 4 months, 5 months?
Yeah. We should just run like a $2,021 buy-in.
2021. Yep.
$202.10.
Ooh, I like the $202.10. You do like a 10 cents add-on. I guarantee Mike collects all the dimes.
He's like, oh, you don't want your dollar or your 90 cents add-ons?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
The good old days. All right, really quickly, since we've kind of totally updated everyone on what's going to happen in Chicago, CCG, I want to do kind of a broad topic. It's something we've talked about a couple times before. Moving forward, I think we're over the edge, right? We're on the other side of the mountain. We're traversing back down. Everything should progressively get better each and every day. Vaccinations are out. People are more inclined to wear masks than they've ever been. Right? The Karens of the world are gone. Did you know the male version of a Karen was a Ken, and I was very upset about it?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like a Ken. Kens were like the female Karens, which is kind of shitty to call it. Just like, man, what if your name was Karen? It would suck to be known as like a Karen now. Anyways,
I know. I agree.
We're on that.
I think of that every time I meet a Karen.
Yeah, we're on the tail end of this. Things should consistently be getting better each and every day. Right, getting us back to where we were almost a year ago in February of 2020 when we were ripping, 200-person events, 18 tables, which were great. Gosh, I remember those days when we had every single...
What are the dealers going to do when they have to carry 18 tables?
I know. You've been
not 4.
So used to setting up 4 tables, and it's like, God, I got to set up 8 now? Jesus Christ. Yeah, wait until we get back to full-blown 18 tables. It's insane. Setting up all those chairs. Anyways, what do you think, definitively now, we're almost a year into this, what do you think is going to be the major changes that we see in the world of poker moving forward? Anything that stays? Anything that we say, hey, this kind of work? Is there anything that the pandemic changes in the poker world that sticks? I mean, less players at the table, the dividers, masks, things of that nature. I mean, what do you think happens? Any of that stuff stay?
I think some people will be wearing masks at the poker table forever now.
Yeah, I think masks.
I think people that maybe always wanted to or grew up in that culture, but now that it's way more accepted, they'll just do it because
I think that's
kind of accepted now.
Yeah, I think that's a general statement. It was funny, and you and I know how we both feel about this, but Lindsay was telling me that she took Harrison to the doctor, the pediatrician, yesterday because he just turned 2 on the 21st. And obviously they go every 6 months right now when they're 2 years old. That's the regular visit. He's fine. Nothing's wrong with him. And they were talking about masks and how there's been less communicable diseases because more people are wearing masks. And she was like, so that's a good thing. Maybe keeping masks will continue on even after the pandemic because of the fact that the common cold and the flu have been basically eradicated. And I was like, yes, they just all got counted as COVID. Tin Hat Kenny came out and I was super upset. But anyways, I was like, yeah, what do you know? Flu just disappeared. It's gone. Flu doesn't exist anymore. Thank God we wear masks. Anyways, that's our other podcast, Uneducated Politics by Ken and Brandon. So what else do you think will stick around? Masks, I think, is a definite thing. I think a year ago, you would have not seen one person in a poker room wearing a mask. And I'm talking horseshoe, 36 tables, full ring games.
Do you remember the guy, John? You would know him if you saw his face. He had glasses, jolly, middle-aged guy. Came old school. I'm talking 2008 to 2012. Mm-hmm. Then he kind of left CCG, graduated, and he's got all kinds of cancers and stuff now. He's bald, and you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And he was... In February, COVID was around when you got second place at the tournament.
Oh yeah, and, I remember that fondly.
He was wearing a mask. He was the only guy in the room wearing a mask. And obviously
at that WSOP,
and obviously, but that's what it took for somebody to be wearing a mask.
Cancer
literally
patient.
Battling,
Stage
cancer
4
patient at the table with COVID running around the world. This is what it takes for you to wear a mask.
Yeah, he was kind of hip to the, being in that kind of, for sure.
But I'm saying, now you're going to see probably every time you walk into a 36 table horseshoe room, somebody's going to be wearing a mask in there.
I would say,
2023, I'm saying 3 years from now, somebody's going to be wearing a mask.
I would say it's going to be, obviously, once that mandate is lifted and you're no longer required to wear masks, I think you're still going to see a huge amount of the population. And again, that would be 10, I would say 10 or 20%. I think that's a huge, 10% of the United States is 33 million people. Like that's a ton when you think about it. I think the masks are definitely going to be a much more prominent thing. Even 5 years from now, people are just going to be wearing masks a lot more often, which is fine.
I agree.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, I mean, I will say
whatever you want to do.
On wood, but haven't gotten sick since March. One time. That's crazy.
I mean, I get
sick all the time.
Yep.
And now I never washed my hands and was around CCG and the horseshoe 6 days a week.
Right.
Which probably wasn't the best environments, but like it's just crazy how you remove yourself out of those environments and the sickness goes with it.
Yeah, when you don't see anybody, it's very easy. There's 0% chance if you're on a deserted island by yourself to contract an STD. 0%.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Just want that to sink in for a second. 0% chance. Anyways. So I think masks are definitely a thing that we're going to see. I think the guys that were like full blown wearing like the gloves and stuff, I think the Howie Mandels of the world, I think that's going to be a little bit less. I still think that'll be, I don't want to say frowned upon, but it'll be different. Like it won't be, I don't think anybody at this point now is going to get a funny look. If you walked into a poker room, a year and a half from now and a handful of people are wearing masks, I think that's just going to be normal. People are like, yeah, makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Cool.
To be honest, with some of the smells in a poker room, I kind of wouldn't mind putting like a Febreze, dryer sheet in my mask and kind of just having fresh smells all day sounds better to me than anything. But it is what it is. Do you think we will see a decrease? So masks, yes. I think hand sanitizer is here to stay for a long time. I think the prevalence of every single business you go in now having a hand sanitizing station, I think that's going to be something that's never going to go away. I think at this point, that's just here to stay, which is good. Again, I don't mind those two things. I think they're fine.
Yeah, hand washing too. I mean, that goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it's funny
at CCG,
now.
I would never wash my hands before I ate.
I'm always
not one time.
Yeah, I'm always the guy that calls people out when they don't wash their hands. Always.
I mean, I'll do it in the bathroom every single time.
No, that's what I meant. Like in the bathroom, I'll call people out. Like,
especially in a poker room.
Now it's like you can stone them and shame them and put them in, the stockade. Throw fruit at them.
Right. Just go to King's Hall. They got one of those.
They do. I love King's Hall, which will be at King's Hall February 6th. CCG with tournaments are back February 6th. 2/6/21. Tournament poker makes its grand return to King's Hall in Lombard, located near 355 North Avenue.
That was a pretty good.
Yeah, I'm getting better at my radio promo.
I like the fast voice at the end.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that. Do you remember
it up 2x?
Do you like the Micro Machine guy? He was like,
oh, it's the best.
It's like, why do they have to do that? Like, I get it. It's like every time you hear a horseshoe, radio ad, if you ever listen to the radio, like it always at the end, like they put in those like disclaimers that like they don't help anybody. They don't do anything. It's like, I don't know. Is it
like legal for IGB?
They have to. That's all it is. It's just like a stupid legal thing they have to do.
Please remember, if you're not 21 and older,
right.
If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, it's just like,
cool.
How many people have gone, you know what? I do have a gambling problem. I will call that because I listened to that radio ad. I would say never happened. So that'll definitely not be something that the pandemic has changed. Do you think that there will be less players per table will become a new norm?
I mean, I hope so.
I really hope so too. Are
we going to do it?
Yes.
We don't know yet.
We're
going to go to 8 max.
I think 8 max is a perfect thing. I think it's one of those things that I think the poker players in general will fight against. I feel like a politician. I believe that the people will be upset originally, but I think in the long run, they will grow used to it. They will fight it in the beginning. They won't want to do it. And then eventually people go, you know what? This is better. There's more room at the table. I'm getting more action. There's more hands being played. There's really zero negative, attributes.
And especially with playing shorthanded live for a year outside of crazy home games that just don't do anything. So besides of that, like, all of a sudden 7-handed isn't going to seem short. Like, and
I'm not even saying to jump to 7. I'm
just saying, like, if there's a seat open at the table, 7 or 6 won't feel anywhere near as short as in the early bird when we were 10-handed. A table gets down to 7 and they're just absolutely freaking out.
Oh yeah,
3
it's
down,
like, guys, you have 7, right? Relax.
They're 9, we're 7. Registration's still open. The guy's just walking from the bank to table 7. It takes a little bit of time. This isn't the internet. We can't just snap people in.
That maybe we should get into our. I mean, we'd have to go back. Like poker resolutions. I feel like players in general need to stop yelling that a player is down. I just feel like a player just got busted in the tournament. There should be like a 3 to 4 minute like zero talking. Like in golf, you never talk during someone else's swing. There should be some kind of rule about like an etiquette, like unspoken rule that like if a guy gets busted, give him 90 seconds to gather his stuff up and shamefully walk away. Like it's the worst when the player down. Like, dude, my aces just got cracked. Like I want to punch you in the face. It causes for bad poker room vibes, and I feel like in my new Zen 2021 Ken, that's not something I want to be a proponent of. I want to give people 90 seconds. So from now on, the 90-second rule is in effect at CCG starting February 6th, which is the first time tournaments are going to be back at CCG at Kings Hall in Lombard, located at 355 North Avenue. You think I can say that every time I talk about tournaments?
I think so.
I'm going to try it.
Okay.
So I'm very excited about that. And I think even if we continue, I think tournaments now will definitely go from 10 to 9. I think 9 will 100% be the norm, just like cash games are. Like 10-handed tournament poker, I think is just 100% going to be out the window.
Yep, I agree.
And I do believe that we're going to see a lot more six-max tournaments. Now that we're used to it.
Six match is already making its way up the ranks. Mm-hmm. Before the pandemic, you add the pandemic to it, I think.
Or we were forced to play that game. Imagine if, like, for some reason we had to outlaw Texas Hold'em and you could only play PLO. Like, it would just, exponentially grow the game, which would be kind of cool. Do you think we can do that somehow? Think about that, because that's like a way to, like, make PLO a more prevalent game.
I mean, I have a way, but I can't
just
say
don't
it.
offer anything else?
Our other podcast, I'll let you know, like Texas Hold'em. Is not, we can cancel it.
Nice. Next time.
Yeah.
Episode 40 is going to be next. Can you believe we're going to have 40 episodes? Not today. Today's number 39, but after today, like the next episode, the first, which will be Friday the 5th. That'll be the first Friday of the month. That'll be a Super Bowl weekend. That'll be good time to
Sweet.
drop we could do a lot of football bets. We do like that. Anyways,
the prop bets and stuff, again. I like it.
I love prop bets.
By the way, my Seattle Seahawks went down in flames in the opening game of the playoffs.
They did. I'm now a full-blown Brady. I'm on Team Brady. I'm always Team Brady. I've always been I've never been a Patriots fan. Don't get me wrong. Hear me out. Not that I'm not a Patriots fan, but I liked the Patriots in the playoffs. I felt like that was like my team that I rooted for because I was such a big Brady fan. And Gronkowski, which now you can get on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's great.
Right, and they're just old and still good, and they're playing Rodgers, so it's like
doing their thing. It's like
they're playing the Green Bay,
Central.
So it's like it's great.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay game. Anyways, the Tampa Bay New Orleans game last week to get into the NFC AFC championships. Those were some good games. I enjoyed them thoroughly. They were good games.
The Cleveland game was good.
Cleveland game was great. I wanted them to win so bad.
And I wanted them to win so bad. Mahomes is back up. How about Andy Reid calling a pass play with a backup quarterback on 4th and inches at midfield? It was just like dope. To seal the game. I'm like, who does that?
Nobody thinks about it. Guy's got stones.
Yep.
And how about that Henny running on that 3rd and long? No, the 3rd and long later.
To make it 4th and inches.
Oh, yeah. No. I was thinking about the 3rd and long where he really got close to. I mean, he was just like, I'm going all out for this team because if I get this 3rd and 15, like we going. We go into the AFC Championship. It was cool.
And hopefully Mahomes plays, though. I think he's going to.
You know what? Anything is possible was pretty good hashtag. So
anything is possible.
I'm kind of cool with it. All right, so we got masks, hand washing and sanitizing, shorter tables, not physically shorter, but shorter-handed tables. I think we're going to see a move towards.
I think those are the big 3, really.
Yeah, I think it. What do you think? Let's kind of go like poker room side. I think poker rooms are going to be held to a much higher standard than they've ever been. I think people are used to this cleanliness and the sanitation and all of the things that the rooms are doing to make it COVID safe. Right or wrong, believe it or not, doesn't really matter. It's definitely a cleaner environment than it's ever been. I think that is something that the poker players are going to want to continue. The idea of sanitizing chips and sanitizing table.
Too. Like, I don't think you're gonna just have
like food at the table.
Eating all. I don't really either.
Take your dinner break, bro. Get away from the table. I don't want to see you eat. I don't want to see you smacking. I don't want to do it. I have a thing. I don't like to watch other people eat. It freaks me out. Like I just don't enjoy it. It grosses me out.
Yeah, I agree. Like
so if
the
you're
only
eating
thing
a hot dog and you want to talk to me at CCG, go pound some sand until you're done.
The only thing I accept is like the Asian place at the Horseshoe at like in the middle of the night. Like if you're going to eat a bowl of something with utensils and stuff and like turn away and like that's not the worst. It's the guys with like the hot dogs and using your fingers.
Yeah, eating finger foods and poker do not go well together. And it's funny. I always joke about it when like venues ask me like, "What's good to serve?" And I'm like, stuff that's quick and easy, and again, that's
like
sandwiches.
A bowl of chili. Perfect.
Yeah,
wings.
Bowl of chili. So yeah, wings are the worst. Somebody said we're going to make wings, and I was like, veto. No, you cannot make that. Find something else to make.
Pizza's bad too.
Pizza's, again, pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, sandwiches, those are perfectly fine. If the player is willing to take a 15-minute break to eat, wolf down that sandwich, wolf down that hot dog, get that cheeseburger at the VFW in Warrenville, it's phenomenal. But eat it away from the table. Don't eat it at the table. I just think we don't, as players, we can afford to, especially now that we're so used to playing 6-handed and even 5-handed at times, because it's like, it is what it is. That's what we've got. I think now that we're used to these short-handed games, bumping up to 8 or 9-handed, it's like if a guy sits out for half an hour, like, dude, this is still like a madhouse. This place is packed. Like, it's great.
Right. Yeah.
I think we should just move away from food from the table. Should just not be a thing anymore.
Especially in tournament poker. I cannot believe they allow it upstairs at the venue to eat at the table.
It's funny. I was
it's 10-handed 10-handed.
It's packed.
Game is short.
I wonder how many times stuff gets spilled on tables in like a WSOP type event because of the fact that they allow food and drinks at the table. And again, I'm not saying no drinks at all, but like, I don't know, like you slashing your rum and coke all over the table all the time, like it sucks. Like you're getting less hands in because this goofball's not paying attention.
Yep.
Anyways.
So I think that kind of stuff, we are going to see like a little bit of a shift. Even if it's not like eliminated, the norm won't be what it's going to change before.
Yeah, because right now going from like kind of whatever you want down to like super minimalistic poker, I think people are going to miss some of these aspects. And granted, it does suck. There's so many things that are not great. Like the plexiglass. I really hope that doesn't become a thing. That to me is too extreme. I think if you wear a mask, I don't think there's any reason why you need the plexiglass. It's like an emergency door on an airplane. The hell am I going to do at an emergency door at 30,000 feet in the air?
Jump.
Nothing.
Wear a parachute.
It's just the illusion of safety, and I'm not a fan of it. Don't get me wrong. Is it super safe? Yeah, but like it's just, I don't think it's worth the extra effort. Side note, I was scrolling through Twitter, and I found a guy that's like, has anybody been to a poker room yet where a guy bluffs and then after the hand slaps his cards on the table and goes, "Do you like apples?" Boom. Well, I got nothing. How do you like them apples? Like from Good Will Hunting?
Uh-huh.
That would be awesome. I want somebody to do that and post it on Twitter. So if anybody, I might build a plexiglass table just to bring to CCG, just so I can do that. Be like, "You like apples? Well, I got nothing. How do you like them apples?" So good. It's great. It's super.
Yeah, right. I've never played with a plexiglass. But...
Me neither. I refuse to do it. Outside of the new normal of poker, let's do one last thing. What tournaments are going on? Live poker, even though they do have to jump through all of these hoops, I think the strength of the game, I was very nervous about poker in general, and people kept telling me like, well, poker's going to be dead. Poker's going to go the way of like horse bet racing. Like nobody really goes to those. All those places are closing up shop because they can't support. Nobody goes to watch and goes to the races anymore, especially since you could do it all online. But anyways, I think even with the pandemic, which you really couldn't put more constrictions on poker, the mid-range poker tours like your MSPTs, they've been hitting killer numbers.
Yeah, MSPT is running this weekend in South Dakota.
And
right now,
so they're doing a whole new area. They're not even just in Vegas. Any word from HPT yet? Not much, huh?
Nothing from HPT, but WPT's running in Florida this weekend.
Oh, Seminole.
They've been running Seminole Hard Rock.
Yeah, I have noticed some Twitter posting some pictures of people holding up the Seminole. I really like the Seminole trophy. I actually really like the MSPT trophy as well. It looks like a battle axe.
Yeah, MSPT trophy is pretty cool.
And again, if anybody asks, do poker players care about trophies? Probably not. I just want the money. But obviously, people really dig the WSOP rings. Everybody wants a WSOP bracelet. Is it something that's neat and kind of fun? Is that part of what drives us to these bigger events? Is where there's some kind of a prize other than cash at the end that you get?
I mean, I think some people are chasing.
I'm into that. I think that's really cool.
The prestige and stuff, chasing a major. One of your goals in poker is to win a bracelet.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my new goal is to win a poker trophy. I don't care what it is. If it's an MSP trophy, an HPT trophy. I've been close a couple of times. A WSOP ring, a couple of times. I've been close 3 times. I would really, really, really like to get one. That would be awesome. I think it would complete my poker resume.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the money too. But that HPT PLO event that Allison and I got 2nd and 3rd in, that would have been cool just to get, what does HPT give away?
It's
a trophy?
Pretty small. No, it's not. For their small side events, it's nothing.
They don't get anything?
No, you get a coin, like a car protector.
Oh, all right, something. I would have a poker trophy. I would like a poker trophy. I only have 4 trophies, and they're all golf. Well, 1 Pinewood Derby. I did get first place in my Cub Scout Pack Pinewood Derby, and then I got 5th in Nationals, Brandon. How you like that?
What was that, in the 90s?
That was in the 80s, fool.
It was the 80s? Oh, my gosh.
I think it was 1989. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So are we redoing
Pinewood
our
Derbies were really made out of pine? What?
In 2021, we're re-celebrating our 30th and 40th birthdays, I think.
I think so. I think we should. And again, so for Brandon and I, we decided for our 30th and 40th, because you and I are 9 years, 11 months, and a day apart, right? Or it's
no days, right?
Yeah, 9 years, 11 months to the nuts, because you're June 2nd, I'm July 2nd.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And we always say it's just 10 years apart. But we had made it kind of a pact this 2019 that in 2020 we were going to go to Vegas, play the main event, because neither one of us have played the main event. We're very excited to do it, and obviously that didn't happen. So if the main event happens this year, Brandon, in July, are you going to do the main event?
Yes. I'm in there.
You've heard it here first, folks, on episode 39 of the Overlay, a poker podcast. The 2 guys from the Overlay, because in the world, when we get our bracelet winnings, they'll know us as those guys from the Overlay.
Right, the Overlay guys.
Right, they won't just be like those CCG guys that occasionally go to Texas. It'll be the Overlay, a poker podcast, and it'll be great. We'll blow up. There was some podcast that I noticed on Twitter that she got 2,000 downloads in one day, and it was Inauguration Day, because she has the same name as one of the guest speakers. Like a guest poet that read and she's like, it's awesome, you get tons of downloads if you share the same name of a awesome poetry writer who also speaks during the Inauguration Day speech.
Yep, so, that'll do it.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for listening to episode 39, our bonus January 2021 episode, The State of Live Poker During COVID-19, Part 7, the finale. We are never doing another live poker.
I'm out.
That's
COVID's over. I mean, I'm out on COVID updates.
I think it's done. I think we're good to say that there's no 3rd wave, right?
No.
Shouldn't be. We hope not.
Unless this one was the 3rd wave, if you count the summer as the 2nd wave. But who cares?
Coming to 2021, COVID-21. We'll see you guys.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
Yeah. Make sure you hit that subscribe, rate us, review us. We are giving away some bonuses, so I'll give it out now. I am going to give away some $5 add-ons at each and every CCG event, as well as any Paramount Social tournament. So if you're in Houston playing in tournaments at Paramount Social Club, or you are in tournaments playing in Chicago at CCG, if you review the Overlay on the Apple Podcast app, we will give you a free $5 add-on. How about that, Brando?
Cool. It's that easy.
$5. Actually, it's the same thing if you follow us on Twitter, Overlay, CCG, Paramount, all of those. We will also give away $5. So I'm going to be giving away a bunch of $5 bills.
Just $5 bills.
I'm going to be called $5 Kenny, and that's the little sore subject for Brandon, which we will talk about next week on episode 40, prop bets and how to screw with bookies. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you next time. Brandon, lead us out.
Farewell, everyone.
Farewell, everybody. See you next week. Bye.
And COVID.
See you, COVID. Beat it.